Remember when he came out, I just said, I'm never going to experience birth this way ever again. I will only birth in bliss moving forward. And that's when my journey began. 5 months later, I conceived my daughter, and I was like, perfect. This is the opportunity that I get to have to now build the dream birth experience that I really want. So this path to sovereignty is really magical as a woman, because we live our whole lives being told what birth is supposed to be like, and it's going to be terrible for you. And I just believe that no woman deserves to grow up believing that. I don't think any woman deserves to grow up believing that. I want every woman to know that they deserve to give birth and enjoy it. And no one tells them that. No woman, rarely any women, have the opportunity to even think about what their dream birth experience would be like before they're told what it's going to be like. And so I don't think women even fantasize about their birth. I think they just have to go through the motions and the appointments and being told everything that's wrong with their body. They're not empowered, and they deserve to be empowered. We all do. I believe it's our birthright to give birth in bliss. I believe that's what the universe intended birth to be for us. We're the most powerful beings on the planet. We bring life into this world. Why should we suffer if we don't have to? It was so magical experiencing bringing life into this world, having two completely different, contrasting birth experiences with the same person, and letting my partner see how different it could be, letting my mother-in-law see how different it could be, and being supported. And I realized, wow, they only care that I'm happy. That's what they care about. And suddenly I lost the fear of judgment, because I realized that those are the people that I want around. Those are the people that matter to me. Of course, sometimes I still care what they think of me, but I know that they'll support me regardless of who I am and who I become and the choices I make. They're there to be my support system. They're not there to tell me that I'm right or wrong, because ultimately they trust that I'm going to make the right decision. And I think that was the most empowering response I had received from one of my old coworkers. Was she told me, whatever you choose, I trust you, because I know you. And I know you're going to make the decision that you know is best for you. Like, she had no doubts that what I was going to experience would occur in any other way. And I was like, well, if she believes that, I definitely can do it. I definitely can believe it too. So when you have people around you like that, it really changes your life in a lot of ways without you even knowing. And so I think this traumatic birth experience that I had in the beginning with my son, it actually allowed me to have like this gateway to reflection and realize how great I have it and how many wonderful people I have in my life. Even though I received judgment and criticism from a lot of people I felt closest with, I understood, like, oh, these other people though, they fill my life with so much love and support. And that's where I need to be spending my energy on. That's where I need to think that I started looking at the habits and behaviors that I was making that weren't going to serve me and my baby, that weren't going to serve the birth that I really wanted to have. And I just started changing. And it's amazing how quickly these changes began to show up in a larger scale of your life. New people start coming into your life that have the exact advice or experience that you need to hear and learn about. And every single day I get to choose how I want to live. Do I want to live full of suffering and misery, or do I want to live full of joy and gratitude? And I definitely want to live with gratitude. I was grateful I had a child. I never thought I wanted children, and now I'm here living this life where I get to raise these little beings and I get the honor to see them grow. Like, that is the biggest blessing for me. So throughout the pregnancy, I just meditated so many times that I finally got to the point where it was an innate knowing in my mind, my body, my soul, that my birth was going to be easy and quick and painless, just as I had been manifesting. Of course, there's moments where I guess I had fear that what if it doesn't play out the way I really want it to play out, even though I knew it would be quick, easy, painless. What if this happens or this occurs? So I really had to surrender those thoughts and just let go of the how and be okay with knowing the ultimate outcome was the goal. I utilized meditation and breath work to prepare to give birth. And the coolest part is when you get deep into meditation, you can experience things before they even happen in your mind. And so I had gotten to the point where I had practiced giving birth in my mind so many times that I actually had visions of what it was going to look like. And the number one thing I saw was me holding my baby right after giving birth in a tub of water and just saying that was so easy to my partner. And I think having that validation in my mind is what really mentally prepared my body to know that it could be this way. It could be easy. It didn't have to be what it was the first time. It didn't have to be how most women experience giving birth. And so finally the day came, and leading up to that, doubt never really crept in. It was like, I just knew it was going to happen when it happened. And yeah, I was further along than what most doctors would have wanted in the system. But I just trusted that she was going to arrive at exactly the right time, and she did. And my expansion started. So I intuitively knew, okay, this is the day, this is when it's going to happen. And I began pacing back and forth between my bedroom and my bathroom. And I remember just breathing in with every expansion and just saying to myself, my body is opening for her arrival. There was no pain. There was no contracting, because I had completely reversed the script. I made myself believe that my body was truly opening as a portal for my daughter to arrive. It wasn't pushing. It wasn't squeezing her out. It was just allowing her to come, and she would do the rest. And I was so confident in my body. I kept saying to myself, I know my body is working perfectly. I know my daughter knows exactly what to do. I know that I know exactly what to do. And everything was just flowing. It was magical. But every time I had an expansion, I would just think, wow, this feels good. This feels how it's supposed to feel. And I loved that I was actually aware of how it felt. I knew when she was navigating down the canal. I knew when her head had arrived, and I had the instinct to place my hand on her head for the first time. And I knew exactly when to tell my partner, okay, get ready to catch her. Because I was just so in tune with her, and I was so present. And I remember my partner saying, the only thing that exists in this moment is love. In every moment, there's just love here, because it was just him and I. And hearing that and truly believing it, I think that's the key to getting through any moment now. It's living in this belief that after about 30 minutes, I had gotten into the tub full of water, and within 15 minutes, she made her arrival. And I remember her coming out, having a huge scream. And then she gently laid her head on my chest. And I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what every baby deserves to experience when they come into this world. And it's that moment where I recognized and acknowledged that I just gave birth in bliss. And I had created this experience. And it was so intentional that and I want every woman to know that she can create that experience for herself and she deserves to have that experience.